Hello, hello, hello. I know it's been a while. Welcome to anybody new. I know that I connected with some people on some 80s videos. So if you're new, thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. I'm going to change my name on here. I haven't done it yet, but I think my whole niche is going to be the 80s. That's what I know. That's what I can talk about. That's what I have a lot of knowledge about. I lived it, so I'm gonna change that. So coming up, you're gonna see that I'm gonna change my name a little bit. I mean, it's still gonna be Poison Bitch, but I'm gonna add a little bit more to it. And that's what I'm gonna talk about because, I may once in a while throw in, here and there, I might throw in some KSH videos or whatever, but I'm mostly gonna talk about the 80s. So let's get into it. So today I was sitting here playing a game on my phone, and this is how I kind of got into it. I was playing a game on my phone, and I just randomly, a couple of lyrics came into my head, and I was like, okay, what the hell is the name of that song? And I kept trying to get to the chorus, and I couldn't figure it out. So, the power of the internet. I went on and I typed what I knew in, and then there it is, and then now I have to listen to the video. So it was Love on the Rocks by Poison. So now back in the 80s and early 90s when that song came out, you couldn't do that. You couldn't just go to Google and write your lyrics and say, oh, there it is, Love on the Rocks, okay. You had to sit there and ask somebody or pull out your tape, or if you happen to have a CD, which that wasn't yet, you could search through and say, oh yeah, that's it. But, power of the internet. So I started watching more 80s videos and looking at the comments, and it's really kind of cool because, yeah, you get some of the haters, but whatever. But for the most part, I mean, seeing people say things was really awesome and connecting with people on there. So again, if you're new to the channel because you saw me on there, hello, thank you, welcome. For all the other 9 people, 11 people, whoever else was on there before, thank you for sitting through these agonizing videos that I put out. I appreciate it. I really do. So anyways, let's get into 80s. So now, let's start at the beginning. In the early 80s, when all this stuff started coming out, like in 81, 82, all of that, I was pretty young. I was born 75, so I was pretty young. And back at that time, I only listened to what my mother listened to, which was Big D 103, which was an oldie station, which now I actually listen to. But going back, so I only listened to what she listened to. And so I didn't, and I was young, I didn't know anything about, and I didn't have my own radio in my room or anything. So whatever she listened to in the house or in the car, that's what I listened to. And then, this is how it all began, and then my aunt was kind of a wild person. Let's just say that she was wild. She got me into liking Duran Duran and Wham, which I still do love, yes, but she would play that in her car all the time, and I was huge into George Michael. I still love George Michael, even though he's gone. Still love him. But so that got me into liking other music, like listening to other things besides the oldie channel, and I was like so into that tape, Make It Big by Wham. Oh my God, I played it over and over and over again. And Duran Duran, I had all the tapes. Oh yeah, big time. So that was my thing. Those 2 bands were my thing. And then I finally got a tape player for my room. I was so excited, and it was one of these little boom boxes that had a microphone to it. I'd go around recording myself singing. I had one blank tape that my dad got me, and I recorded all kinds of stuff. I mean, I can't even tell you. I was just always on that thing, and I listened to my Wham tapes and my Duran Duran, and that was it, So that's what I love. That's how I started. That was my first musical influences that I had that I liked on my own and whatever. And, well, I guess not my own because my aunt kind of brought it to my attention, but aside from oldies music, in the 80s scene. And then that's when cable came around. And yes, there was a time we didn't have cable. It's shocking. For all you young people watching, there was a time there wasn't cable. And then we got cable, and then we got MTV. So then I started seeing like all these hair bands. I mean, of course there was Madonna, you know, all the pop stuff, but which I liked too. But there were the hair bands, and I was like, what is this? You know, like my eyes were just like, oh my God, there's a whole other world out there that I didn't even know existed. And I remember my cousin, shout out to MCG, she came over to babysit for us once, and she was watching a Poison video. And I was like, what is this? This is so weird. Like, it was just odd to me because it was different than what I was listening to. So I hadn't really, like, touched on that yet, you know? And she's like, oh, it's Poison. It's great. And I'm like, I don't know. And then, so, like, the next day, I watched Talk Dirty to Me myself. And I was like, wow, look at this. Wow. I was just taken. That was it. That was it. And then it was just everything. You know, once you like Poison, then you like Motley Crue, then you like Def Leppard, then you like, you know, all of it. It's all encompassing, you know, and that was it. That was my scene. I mean, yes, I like the pop music. I have all kinds of pop tapes too, but the 80s hair bands, that was it. That was my huge thing that I was just like, couldn't get enough of. You know, the fluorescents, the bracelets, the 10 pairs of socks you wear over your pants, the high hair. Oh, I was in it. That was me. I wish I had some pictures to show you guys. I'll have to see if I can dig some up. But that was me, 100%. So getting back into Poison. Poison was my number one. Number one, you couldn't tell me there was anything wrong with them. That was it. I was totally encompassed with Poison. And yes, as much as people love the name Poison Bitch that I've picked as my name, not just on, no, it's also on Instagram. I'm also on Twitch as that name, along with here. It came from, and it's nothing exciting. Everyone's always like, oh, how'd you get that name? How'd you get that name? How'd you get that name? And honestly, it's nothing exciting. It is from the band Poison. I saw it on a